Good morning. Yeah, shaping up to be another glorious one. Welcome to Dice and Bolts, where I take a look at the core dice mechanics behind a lot of the game systems that line my shelves. A couple of ones I'm going to record today, which are games which are in folders or not in my normal shelving system for various different reasons. The first one I'm looking at is the Rolemaster standard system. Standard rules or Rolemaster standard system. This is the third edition of Rolemaster, came out in 94, 96, thereabouts. Rolemaster is a very, very famous RPG. It's quite an old one. It's by a company called Iron Crown Enterprises. They're still around. There's still various different editions coming out. And the character sheet for this thing is 8 pages long. You don't need to use all of them. A couple of them are like summary sheets, but the kind of minimum you can do is like 3, maybe 4. There's a lot of maths involved and an awful lot of tables. The core dice and bolts of it is actually percentage dice. You have a barrage of skills, a lot of skills, which are percentages ratings. You roll percentage dice. You add your skill, then you look the results up on the appropriate table. Generally speaking, 100 or higher is unqualified success, and then it's got a lot of different degrees of success on each one of them. Some dice rolls are just standard 1 to 100. Some of them are what's called high open, which is where if you roll 96 or higher, you get to roll and add. And some of them are low open, which is where if you roll 1 to 5, then you roll and then subtract. But if you then roll like 96 to 100 again, you roll and subtract again, and the same on the high open rolls. So you can go quite severely one way or the other. Most rolls, skill checks, combat checks, are full open, which means they are high. They are open top and bottom end of things, which means that things can get quite crazy, especially if you get like a good couple of 96s in a row. You're going to break past and get some quite high numbers. Just as a quick combat example, and this is how bonkers this game can be. Say, for example, we are in a combat situation and we are swinging our sword at an orc. Orcs don't get no love. We would work out the orc's defensive bonus, which I think off the top of my head is about 20. If we have a total skill with our broadsword of, say, 65, which is not implausible for a beginning level character, we deduct the defensive bonus, 20 off the 65, so we've got a 45% add. No additional modifiers for it. So we roll the dice, 3. And then so that's a low open. So 3 minus 77. Sorry, that was minus 74. So we're on a minus 20 or so. What we then do is that we then take a look at the weapon sheet for the weapon that we are using in question. So say, for example, that roll wasn't quite so bad because there is a completely separate fumble chart for it. There's charts for everything in this game. So say, for example, our first roll was 77. Okay, we then add the 45 that we've got left over from our attack skill minus its defense skill. So that goes 130, I can't do maths, 130-ish. We then look that result up on the weapon table for a broadsword. We cross-reference it with the armor type of the creature that we are attacking. So armor types vary. They run from 1 to 20, and they are fixed. It's a bit like armor class, but it's not affected by dexterity. So say the orc is wearing rigid leather armor type 10. We've scored a total of 130. So we've done, what's that? 18 DS. That's 18 hits of concussive damage and a D slashing critical. What we then do, so note down 18 points worth of damage, and it's not points worth of damage that kill it. This next table here, these are printed out in the book, the pages are separated. So broadswords can do slashing and crushing criticals. So we've done a D slashing critical, fortunately, turn it round. 31 on a D slash is that one there. I can't read that. Let's zoom in a little bit on that one there. So 36 to 45 on a D slash. Foe blocks your attack in his chest. You slash foe's upper arm. Plus 3 hits and 2 hits per round bleeding. Yeah, so not the fastest of combat systems, but it's these critical tables that Rolemaster is particularly famous for, especially the 66 row, because generally speaking, 66s will kill quite badly, and they're the ones that have the comedic effects in them. So that's the Dice and Bolts of Rolemaster. Also, the original Middle Earth role-playing game, MERP, and Harp High Adventure Role-Playing, which is in a kind of a cut-down version that Iron Crown Enterprises brought out. Percentage dice, add your skill, add or subtract modifiers, look it up on a table, higher the better. Roll well, and I'll see you around.